Da-na-na. What's up? Oh, jeez. What's up, party people? It's Seth. I think I'm a little askew. I'm an askew Jew. What's going on? It's Wednesday night. It's time for the happy hour with Seth. Let me move this closer. Askew Jew. I like that kind of. I'm an askew Jew. People say a lot of shit about me. I think I'm the. I cursed in the first fucking 30 seconds. I think I'm the first person to say I'm an askew Jew. I can't I can't figure out these buttons because they're like hidden under a flap. I don't know. I don't know. Like the average guy wearing this shirt is gonna want his buttons hidden. He's gonna want his fingerprints hidden. The average guy wearing this shirt. Man, oh man, what a week! What a week! It was groundbreaking. There was all kinds of stuff going on. There is a ceasefire. There's not a ceasefire. There's a mayoral race in New York that, it's a serious race. Uh, I can't remember. Is Andrew Cuomo the guy who groped? No, I think that's Chris Cuomo's the groper, and Andrew Cuomo's the granny killer. Uh, Curtis Lee was the vigilante, and whatever the guy's name is, I'm not even going to give him the courtesy of knowing his name. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. He's that guy. He's not a fan of my people. Is all I'm going to say. He's also full of shit. He makes up all kinds of stuff. If I lived in the city, I would run for mayor, and I'll tell you what, I would win because I would run on the platform that I'm the last honest man. I've done things in that city. I used to live there. I lived there uh, during I don't remember if it was the Dinkins administration. It's hard to remember because I used to drink. You know, who didn't? Who didn't? I I watched more Greg Giraldo this week. People, party people. If you've never watched him, guy is hilarious. Well, was hilarious. I, what I don't get, I guess it's the whole laugh clown laugh thing. How these comedians are so funny, and then they come off stage and they're miserable, and some of them kill themselves. I don't, I mean, it's a weird like. I hate myself, but I love myself. I would never kill anyone. I would never kill anyone unless they came at me first. They came at me, all bets are off. Wah! I know jujitsu. Jujitsu. Um, I'm trying to think what else. It was a crazy ass week. I oh, the the Jets won a game. The Jets won a game. They don't have to be with Owen anymore. They were 0-6. Maybe they were 0-7. Whatever, they got their first win. Um, and it's the only game I watched this year. So I feel like the Jewish guilt kicks in, and I say maybe they lost because I wasn't watching, or maybe they lost because they're terrible. The coaching, Aaron Glenn played the game. You think he could do it? They should have gotten not Bill Parcells, the foot guy. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank. They say the first thing to go is the memory. Rex Ryan, sexy Rexy. He has a foot thing. I feet are important. Feet are the if a person, man or woman, doesn't take care of the feet, that's like a personal area that people see. What is the personal area that people don't see? Must be like a dumpster fire. I also on Saturday, this was my spiritual weekend. Saturday, synagogue. Sunday, Bay Ridge United Methodist Church. Saturday, I should say conservative synagogue, or say something to make it longer because the church name is fucking long. Um, this I love. I don't know if you can see it. It says God is love. God is love. God is love, and that's why I say see the good, be the good, be good. Uh, don't be a douche. I think if the modern interpretation. Uh, yeah, you could see these cards are nothing up my sleeve. Um, so the only thing that would have made this better is if, like, I had called ahead and gotten my name in the book. Like, there's a list of names of people that, want prayers, prayer concerns, and it doesn't say what it's for. So, like, I think if you I know in a synagogue, you give a little schmear, uh, and you get the name mentioned. In They passed around a bucket, not a bucket, it was a beautiful silver plate. Turns out it's not sterling, is what they told me at the pawn shop when I brought it in. They're like, "Yeah, this isn't sterling silver." Um, I didn't really steal it. I took money from it because 'cause I'm new to the church. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. It's the old joke with the rabbi and the priest, are talking about donations. And the rabbi says, "How do you determine what from the donations goes to the synagogue? What goes to God?" And the priest says, "Well, I draw a big circle on the ground. I throw money in the air, and whatever lands outside of the circle is for the Lord, and inside the little circle, well, that's kept." Oh, screaming blackbird, kept for running things. And he said to the rabbi, "What do you do?" And the rabbi says, "I do something very similar. I draw a circle around myself and I throw the money up in the air. Whatever grabs, and the rest is mine." So, so wait, it gets a lot more offensive. But before I start with all that, they say that the Jets won the game. A former player, former center. So he's this week's famous flatliner. It sucks when it's someone who I kind of sort of like. I'm a Jet fan, a lifelong Jet fan. So it sucks. Uh, on the flip side, guy had a fucking great life, a great life. He was an NFL player. He went to the playoffs a couple of times. All these cards are blank. He went to the playoffs a couple of times. So, he's my famous flatliner. The cool thing about him, there's every picture I've seen of him, and Bobby's going to put up a picture. Uh, he's like a Jet through and through, a Jet for life. I guess when you're a Jet all the way. Um, well, maybe not, but yeah. So i- it's the same look. He had the same look, and if you think about it, 84 to 2025. It's a short fucking life, man. Uh, you know, it's it's rough, but he had some fame. He got to do what he loved. How many people get to do what they love? Uh, it reminds me of how everyone always says when you go to an interview, you should dress for the job you want. So I usually wear like a loincloth and swing in from a vine because not only am I the king of the Hebrews, uh, I wanna be like a Yiddish Tarzan. "Oy, oy, 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 oy," something along those lines. I don't know, I haven't perfected it, but I think a Yiddish Tarzan, would be cool. I have not rescheduled the trip to the bar. Katie O'Hara's, Merrick Road in Baldwin. If I look over to where the teleprompter used to be, there's actually a a round, New York Met ball thing. It looks like it should be on South Park. I don't know. Uh, but so I had all these bar jokes, and I was like, "Well, how am I gonna segue into them?" Then I realized I didn't have, a ton of bar jokes, but I had a couple. I'm going in the Wayback Machine. Uh, but remember, on tour with Bangers and Mash, you saw everything, everything. So an Irishman makes his way into a bar, and he's limping, and he's limping, and he sits down at the bar, and he says, "Let me get a Jameson neat, Jameson. That's it." And he scans around. He says, "Hey, barkeep, that looks like Jesus at the end of the bar." Bartender says, "Yeah, he comes in here all the time. Good guy, really good guy." And he says, "I want you to send him a shot of your finest whiskey." I know I do a better Jew voice than Irish voice. So, and my black voice is terrible, terrible. So he sends Jesus whiskey. Just then an Italian guy comes in, and he's all hunched over. He's got a fucked up hump on his back, and he sits down and he says, "I'd like a glass of since I'm doing bad impression, I'd like a glass of a Chianti." And he scans around and he says, "Oh my God." He said, "Jesus of Christ at the end of the bar." The bartender says, "Yes, it is." He says, "Send him a glass of Chianti. Tell him it is on me, Vito Squingili." Uh, so he sends it down to him. And, every bar has the one or two guys, we'll say the redneck. Guy comes in, he's all like, "Ooh, holy moly, look, it's Jesus at the end of the bar. Send him a Coors, just like I'm drinking." Sends a beer down, and the three guys are sitting, and Jesus enjoys his three drinks. Guy could drink, I heard. And he's working his way back, and he stops at the Irishman, and he says, "Did you send me that drink, my son?" And the Irishman said, "Oh, sure did, Jesus. I sent you the drink." And Jesus puts his hand on his leg, and the guy all of a sudden gets this feeling. He feels fucking great. And he stands up off the bar stool and he starts to do like an Irish jig. He's fucking healed. It's great. He says, "Oh my God, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, thank you." I'm ditching the accents. He looks at the Italian guy. He says, "My child, did you send me the Chianti?" Mm. The Italian says, "Yes, I sent the Chianti." Jesus puts his hand on his back, and the guy straightens out and the hump is gone. Guy runs out into the street. He's ecstatic. Jesus turns to the redneck, to the hillbilly, to whatever you want to call him, and he says, "Guy's from upstate," uh, and he says, "Did you send me the beer?" And the guy says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't touch me, man. I'm on disability." So that's something like that in every bar. So could you believe that's what gets written down on cards? That's what gets written down on cards. I did go to a movie this week. Like, in a theater. I haven't done that since before the pandemic, before the, virus, before the vid. We'll say the vid. Um, I walk in and there's an usher. There's a dude across 3 seats. So I said, "Look at this fucking guy. Usher, look at this fucking guy." Usher comes over and says, "Sir, you can't sit on 3 seats. Sir, do you hear me? Sir?" The guy's like, "Ugh." So he says, "I'm gonna get my manager." So he brings in some other fucking high schooler. The kid comes over and goes, "Hey, I'm the manager. Sir, you can't be stretched out across 3 seats or I'm gonna call the police." Ugh. Kid calls the police. The police show up and they look at him and they say, "Sir, sir, do you have a name?" And the guy says, "Oh, Sam." And the cop says, "Sam, Sam, where are you from?" And the guy says, "Oh, the balcony." So that was my movie excitement. I thought that was pretty cool. Little bit of movie excitement. I'm hearing I think something's touching my something's touching. Oh, I was running so late, and I was gonna show you what kicks I was sporting. I'm gonna show you anyway, even though they're not on my feet. Sporting the Hello Kitty, leather, sneakers. Yes, they are men's sneakers. These are legit. Hello Kitty. I don't mess around, man. I don't mess around. Pink leather sneakers. Um, so yeah. And it was good. I got to hang out with a friend this week from high school. Although I believe he put the high in high school, not really. But he's a cop. And so as it turns out, I got pulled over this week. Well, I'm deaf. So I didn't hear the fucking sirens. And I kind of wasn't paying attention while I'm driving, so I didn't see the lights. So uh so finally the cop pulls up next to me, waves me over, and I pull over and he's like, "Dude, you better have a good excuse why you didn't pull over." And I said, "Well, actually my ex-wife ran off with a cop and I was worried that you were him and you were bringing her back." So so he laughed, and I got a ticket. Um so I got a ticket to the policeman's ball. No. So then I have a whole bunch of one-liners, but I'm not clever enough to segue them in. I figured I'd do like a joke dump, uh, a joke dump. I'm not gonna. So what the cannibal do after he dumped his girlfriend? He wiped his ass. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. You got to throw in a cannibal joke. They're very relevant, very relevant. If that fucking Mandami wins for mayor, they might become relevant. You never know. Um, so yeah, so I'm sitting here in bare socks 'cause my kicks are next to me. Um, why did the sperm cross the road? Because I put on the wrong sock. See, some of these are just for me. Uh, Apparently that one definitely is just for me. So I do have a couple of Stan jokes, but I don't want them pissed off because I love Stan. So I'll stick with the theme of the sperm bank. I feel like I don't know, but I mean, I know nothing about a sperm bank except that I've probably had millions of dollars slip through these hands. I feel like if there's a sign on the door that says "Come in," the sign when you leave should be like "Thank you for coming" at the sperm bank. I'm not going to do the joke. Mm-mm. That's just and then, oh, I'm going to save some wonderful pickup lines for. Don't tell me I did that again with the list of what we're doing. Yeah, I'm like an idiot savant. Oh no, I just found it. It's the card with writing. It's the card with writing. So, so I did go to synagogue on Saturday because a friend of mine told me that they think that I'd be that if I put my life in God's hands, I mean, she's super religious. But if I put my life in God's hands, and listen, I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. I believe that the world was created, that God created heaven and earth in 7 days. I don't want to, steal Ed the Hat's thunder. Um, he hosts a show here on Strong Island TV called, uh, oh, I know it's the initials are God, good something, I don't know. But it's a good show. Jerry's on it, Princess Jerry. Um, and Ed's a good guy. Ed's a good drummer. Ed the Hat, Reverend Ed. To me, he'll always be Ed the Hat or Reverend Hat. I'm going to go with Reverend Hat. I like that. But yeah, so Saturday, the Torah portion was about it was leading into Noah, but it talked about Adam giving birth to Seth when he was like 900 years old. And Seth lived to be 972. And much like an 8-year-old, when I read my own name in like the Bible, I fucking chuckle. And I'm like, oh, I hope I live to be 972. Meanwhile, I fucking get up from this bar stool and my asshole hurts, my tush, my cheeks hurt, my back hurts. So by 972, I'll be in a wheelchair, probably chasing around my poor visiting nurse. Her name is Sun Yi. She's adorable. It's just the way I have it planned. But so Sunday I went to church in Brooklyn. Pastor Matt, and I like him a lot. I like him a lot. He's a good guy. Uh, a lot of you know that I've bought storage units from churches. I've donated a ton of that stuff. I've also sold a ton of it. Um, the church in East New York that I got, the lady was the pastor was a big scammer. There were cease and desist letters that she's not allowed to call herself pastor. She's not allowed to call herself doctor. There were fake humanitarian awards, which I mean, I give her credit. She fucking embraced it. She made herself out to be humanitarian awards. Like, I'm gonna fucking get a humanitarian award and hang it. We do have a presidential medal that came from that storage unit. It's plastic. It was framed, so it looked real impressive, and I needed the frame for a Charlie Watts autographed photo. So fuck that Medal of Honor. Uh, and yeah, it was plastic. It was plastic. Um, but so while I'm in church, there's all this like interaction. There's a lot of uh, it's an interactive service, which I like. I think that's cool. Um, and also with you, and also with you. Uh, and everyone was super nice. Which I mean, let's face it, you're on your best behavior when you're in a house of worship. You're not going to be a douche. Uh, Driving there, I drove like an angel because in my head, I'm like, well, what if someone cuts me off? And I'm like, hey, you mother. And then I walk in and they're sitting in the church. I don't do that so much with the synagogue because the way those people drive, but the way they park. So there was an elderly couple in front of me. She kept like looking and they hold hands. It was fucking beautiful. Um, it reminded me of how my parents would be if they were goyim, but they were not goyim. So so she turns to him and she says, "I love you." And everyone in the congregation looked over. They're old. They're fucking loud. So then she says to him, "Honey, honey, I just let out the longest silent fart ever. What should I do?" And he said, "You should check the batteries in your hearing aid." Yeah, that wasn't silent. That wasn't silent. I don't know what's up with her. Um, I don't know what was up with her. Apparently, it was like a burrito night. Um, that's my neighbor. Uh, oh my God, they're busting all of the massage places on Long Island. That's kind of fucked up. All the massage places. So, and I'm like, anyone who drives with me knows I'm like, oh, see that nail salon? They give a great massage, $60 for the hour. Fantastic. Oh, you see that foot spa? That foot spa, go foot spa. They're terrible. Not terrible. Uh, Not great. Uh, I want a legit massage. I'm not going to pay Dr. Drobin $100 at the chiropractor. I do every once in a blue moon. Um, I mean, if I'm in a car accident, then clearly I get my year's worth of weekly massages at the chiropractor. But he gets 100 and going to, Paradise Foot Spa is $60. It's a matter of economics. It's a matter of economics, and I wasn't even an economic major. Um, the nosy guy across the street, fucking guy. He's like, don't forget tomorrow's garbage day. Yeah, I know. I have a fucking calendar also. What a weirdo. That guy thinks I'm a pervert. He's like, I mean, listen. every lawn in the neighborhood has bunnies all over it. I'm sure other people pick them up and stick them in their pants. They're adorable. How do you not stick a bunny in your pants? They're adorable. Sticks its head out your fly with the little ears. They're adorable. Guy thinks I'm a weirdo. I think he's a weirdo. Should mind his own business. So, I don't know where I was holding that. Oh, here it is again. Yeah, so the church the other thing is that, I have an opportunity starting in December to play drums in a worship service. So, I gotta go to church every week now because I gotta get these songs down pat. They don't play "Hit Me With Your Best Shot" and fucking "Taking Care of Business." They don't play the normal Long Island cover band stuff. So, alright, so we're starting left nostril, right eye. Yes, yes. I didn't even open a drink yet. So storage. I kinda tipped my hat. I'm gonna show you what I'm bidding on this week. There were no church units, and so I'm bidding on some bizarro stuff, and I've told everyone my formula. My formula is motorcycle, musical instruments, specifically drums, musical instruments, mannequins. I have a bunch of mannequins up in my room, and, like, when you drive by the house, it looks like there's just you see silhouettes if the blinds are open a little bit, curtains are open a little bit, see silhouettes, and it's like I'm running some kind of eating disorder clinic. You see all these mannequins, they need a sandwich. So Bobby's gonna put up what I'm bidding on, what I'm bidding on, and this is I don't remember if it's a Ford or a Mercedes I'm bidding on too, um, because if I could pick up a $50,000 truck for 7 or 8 grand, then I could sell it for 40 grand and be a fucking hero. So yeah, there's that one. You're gonna see, this is a unit that you can clearly see the giant speakers. The picture with the mixing board I don't think I sent to him. I pretty much just took what their cover photo is. I could tell you, look at that picture, breathe in, you could smell the storage unit. Disgusting. You could smell it, man. I'm telling you, there's a unique smell. It's like poor decisions, some sort of fungicide, and rodent poison. Um, this one also has some body odor and some laundry stuff going on in it, I think. Uh, listen, I'm not scared of big trucks either. If the price is right, I'll buy a fucking Sherman tank. I don't give a shit. If the price is right, I'll buy a Abrams tank. Those are the only 2. I'll buy a Panzer right out of fucking Nazi Germany. I'll get a Panzer tank if the price is right, and I could resell it. This unit, has it's only at like 1,500 bucks right now. It has, as a guess, 20 grand in tools. Um, bunch of the thing with the sealed boxes is you don't know what's in them. So there are a bunch of boxes from wheels. You don't know that the wheels are in them. Uh, I'm gonna date myself now, and you'll know my age, but you know, Kragers were in, center lines. If you had a BMW, you'd put on those gold BBS basket weave on your BMW 325 convertible. Yeah, that's the shit. But yeah, so this unit has a ton of tools, a ton of really great stuff. And if the boxes are full, Brian just got a wheel for his kid's truck. Fucking wheels are like $1,000 um, for a GMC. So, and they have locking lug nuts. I don't know how the wheel got stolen. My fear is that I'm buying back the shit that was stolen from me. I think I told the story about the Berlinetta, and my radio was stolen. And at the time, it was on an '85 Berlinetta. It was like $400 for a radio. fucking guy says to me, I can give you the exact radio that you had stolen for $200. It was the exact fucking radio that was stolen. That was my radio. There was a cigarette burn, joint, tiny little, cigarette burn on the face of it. It's my fucking radio. When he said the exact radio, he wasn't lying. It was the exact radio. That guy. That guy. So before that can't be. Before it be. Before we go uh into my best unit, I do want to mention sponsors. And I'm going to throw in a little, I don't know, wrench into the works. He's not a sponsor, but I got to give a shout out to Tires by Tony, Sunrise Highway in Seaford. Um, Probably needed new shoes. I needed a couple of tires because apparently I find every nail that's on every road and I just collect them. So there comes a point where you can't have more plug than tire. So he's awesome. You know what else is awesome? Larry Scott. First of all, he's handsome. So handsome. That's not my thing. Uh, I, I'm not, I like women. But if I ever was to do a stint in prison and I could pick a cellmate, I think it would be Larry. He's got flowing locks. Flowing locks. I have bagels and locks. He has flowing locks. He right now has a couple of new Vista lights, a couple of Vista light kits that are new, a couple of Vista light kits that are old. Ludwig Larry, he must have for sale right now a dozen Ludwig Supraphonics, Super Sensitive. Those were named after me, after my nipples. Super Sensitive, Black Beauty. Are we allowed to say that, I wonder? Black Beauty. I mean, I think Ludwig has it trademarked. We're going to call it Black Beauty. Um, why do I feel like there was a drug called that? I don't know. I keep glancing over. There's two new signs: a Corona Met sign and a Modelo skull sign. Both beautiful. Go Go Granny Racing. Go Go Granny Racing. We are going to have her on. There is not a question that we're going to have her on. She gave me that video I showed of the horse giving birth to a horse. Crazy shit. She had a couple of horses run up in Yonkers last weekend. I don't remember why I couldn't go. Oh, I was stuck in a unit. Stuck in a unit. I feel like that's the story of my life. So, but we are going to have her on. All American Burgers. Damn it. There was a great video, a short, a reel. I feel like I want to get little stickers of my head sticking out on the side. All American, there was a video for them and it was phenomenal. And also there's some guy, I want to say Alfenza, who does some kind of like food critic thing. He loves everything. The guy's emaciated. He's as thin as my finger. And he talks about food and he eats in these places like a fucking chazer. He's wolfing the food down like a gavone. I don't know, like a pig, he eats like a chazer. All American Burger is the best, and in fact, I'm going to have it tomorrow, um, because why not? Marshall's Ice Cream Bar. I did have that today, even though Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel, because I like Marshalls. I ordered the Seth. It's vanilla chocolate twist with rainbow sprinkles, and the tip gets dipped in chocolate, just the tip. So there's that. Uh, and like I said, the bonus, Tony's tires. That fucking guy. I can't believe how the car is driving now. Like, drives like a Cadillac. So I love that fucking truck. Yeah, so Pearlie, she was overdue. I go through a lot of breaks. I go through a lot of tires. And I get it. It's the way I drive. I get it. And I'm okay with it. Pearlie, I try to be gentle. She's such a good truck. She's so good. Whether I take her on the beach, I take her on everywhere. I tow shit with her that is way beyond capacity. The tires, the tires on the trailers look like they're gonna burst. Uh, Knock wood to Kanahara. That hasn't happened yet. So speaking of trailers, here's a trailer for my new movie. No, the mic kind of hides the fact that I have 72 chins. I like that. Chins. And it hides the fact that I can't figure out how to button this shirt. I'm like, this shirt's like an Elvis shirt. Um, so Bobby's going to put up from my favorite unit. And I sent him a bunch of pics of this one because it's the church unit with the chairs. This was pre-selling. Now, when I buy a church unit, the minute I get there, I post pictures on Marketplace. The minute I get there. And the point of that is by the time I get home, everything sold and the truck is empty. You know, who else but an organization would need 60 purple chairs? Uh, I think I sent some other pictures of some additional swag. The Roland Phantom X8, those sell for about 5 grand on Sweetwater. So that's a lot of cash. It's a lot of cash. This one's obviously used. It's for sale for 1750. Oh, this could be like an infomercial. I could be like Joan Rivers selling those shitty watches. This is in my living room. I assume it's where the clergy sat. Now it's where uh, King of the Jews sits. I love that chair. It's also for sale. Make me an offer. Interesting trades considered. And those were my first two mannequins. They've been a guest on the show. I had them on the show once. I love them. I don't know why. Maybe I am a fucking perv. Maybe I am a weirdo. Well, I mean, I know I am a weirdo. I love those mannequins. Love them. I can't tell you why. That is the Yamaha Stage Custom Birch Kit that is phenomenal. Those drums sound great. They're also listed on Marketplace. I have a ton of people interested in them, but I just haven't had time to do anything about it. Look at all the tables and chairs, and I feel like maybe I should start a ministry, the Church of Seth. I like that. Jews for Seth. More chairs. Those are all keyboards out the wazoo. There was a lot of gold vestments. I didn't know what a vestment was until I had it explained to me. A lot of gold vestments, gold choir robes, purple and gold choir robes. If anyone's looking for, oh my God, it's like the James Brown church scene from the Blues Brothers. I could recreate that if I wanted. In fact, I could build onto the house and make a James Brown Blues Brothers church thing. Wow. Or I could sell all this shit. Speakers, and more speakers, microphones. I have switched SM58s. I have subwoofers that are, oh my God, the size of my X. They're just ridiculous. They're enormous. All kinds of sound gear. Uh, um, Conga drums. Anyone need congas? I forget the name. I want to say Bobby Alessi. Bobby Alessi, pearl, fiberglass, and wood congas. They go for 3 grand. I'm selling them for 1,000. Uh, and then behind those are the Bobby Lacera congos. Those are priceless. I'm not selling them. You could see the height of the subwoofer because it's equal height to those fucking huge congas. Craziness. Craziness. So that obviously is my favorite unit. I got so much stuff from it. crazy little popcorn snares, microphones out the ass. Microphones out. Oh my God, a Shure wireless setup with 4 microphones. It's for sale, people. It's all for sale. Check out Marketplace. Uh, it's all for sale. Love for sale. Love for sale. Um, Tinder, Match, Hinge. If you remember, one of my first shows was about online dating. So I sent Bobby a little bit of happenings. Now, I have met a couple of normal, lovely women online, but this whole dating thing, first of all, oh yeah, you can join for free. Then when you fucking see an attractive person, you're like, oh, that person's attractive. I want to send them a like. Well, that's going to cost $30. So the names have been crossed out to protect the innocent. But if you look, these are women that like me, that like me. I'm not God's greatest work by any means. I'm all right. I'm all right. I do all right. When I read you some of my pickup lines, I don't know if you'll think I'm all right. Look at these gorgeous women. The other thing is that apparently I attract a United Nations of women, a plethora of women. Um, Caucasians being the smallest demo that I appeal to. Look at that number between those two pink. Uh, I don't know what they are. I wanted them to be clouds. They look like penises. One has Peronis, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But gorgeous women. To all the girls I've loved before. Uh, Willie Nelson. If you think of all the girls he's loved, it's crazy what his body count must be. So then here with me on Match, which is more like looking for a relationship, you can see only 24 people like me. But on the Tinder, the slutty Tinder hookup, it's like 10 times that amount. It's 240. This is 24. Again, beautiful women of all shapes, sizes, colors. Uh, so, they like me. I don't know 24 people in real life that fucking like me, but 24 of them like me. And I think that when I get to use some of my pickup lines, some of these are vintage Seth, some are classic Seth. Uh, but I wanna get them in. I have to write that down. I almost turned and said, "Stan, write that down." People ask me where Stan has been. He has an open invitation. Stan, if you're watching, I'll sign the permission slip for your girlfriend, and you'll be allowed to come visit me. You'll be allowed to come visit me. So, he's such a good guy, such a good guy. He's funny as hell. I know that the night he was on, he was like having Christopher Reeves next to me. It's fucking horrific. He just sat there like a lox. But it is what it is. Great mechanic. Great mechanic. Except he used to get in trouble because he would ask female customers, "Is your battery dead? Because I'd love to jump you." No, actually, that's one of my pickup lines. Uh, wow, you must be a light switch because I'm so turned on. Yeah, these are cheesy lines. But if the girl is mentally unfit, I feel like she might respond to these. I feel like she probably will respond to them. Uh, and I swear on my children, I've used this line, and there's probably people watching who I've used it on. I'm going to call you my pinky toe. It's my new pet name for you, baby. You're my pinky toe. Because sooner or later, I'm going to bang you on my coffee table. I was going to say, can you picture me saying it? But you don't have to. I just fucking said it. Uh, that's legit. That was one of my lines. In college, and I could name 3 girls this line worked with. Do I want to give the last names? No, I'll just say Meryl, Carol, and Diane. Sorry. Oh my God, you're just like homework. I want to do you before I get in the shower and go to bed. Yeah, that was from the mind of Seth at Stony Brook. Can you imagine? This is why God gave me a daughter. This is why God gave me a tall, shapely, gorgeous daughter because of who I am. It's almost punishment. Oh my fucking thanks, thanks. Oh, and this came up this week on a date. I was told I've been called a Jewish octopus, that I'm all hands. A Judapus was, I believe, what she called me. And I said, "What the fuck is a Judapus?" And she said, "A Jewish octopus." So I said, "All right, I'll take it. Listen, there are worse things you can be than handsy." And I told you guys the story about the date where she said I'm handsome, and I said you're very pretty, but she didn't say I'm handsome. She said you're very handsy, but I heard you're very handsome because I'm fucking deaf. And yeah, so like she couldn't believe that I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. You're very pretty." She's like, "But you're handsy." I said, "Oh, I thought you said handsome." Uh, Thank you, I guess. I don't know. I don't see that as an insult. So this week I was told that I'm like a raccoon, that I just, you know, I don't stop. I'm like tenacious. Again, I think tenacious is a great quality. Um, you know what one I didn't write down? That I'm like the Rubik's Cube. I'm like the Rubik's Cube. I can feel you people shaking your heads. The longer you play with me, the harder I get. Like a Rubik's Cube. That's the shit right there. I am like a Rubik's Cube. So, so Halloween is Friday night. I'm doing a filling gig at the Village Pub in Lindenhurst. I think there's 3 bands. I'm only doing a filling with one of the bands. And then Saturday night is freestyle at Westbury. So front row again, the cover girls. Uh, you know, they know I love them. Oh, God. They are the cover girls. They're fucking gorgeous. The only guy that was, I've been to a lot of freestyle shows. The only guy that sucked was Johnny O. Noel does the same fucking dance that he did in the 80s. Uh, it's always a good time. Westbury's always a good time. I don't think I ever saw a bad show there. I don't think I ever saw a bad show there. So I did have a couple of other observations uh, when I was in Brooklyn. There's weirdos. There's weirdos everywhere. Oh, my eye is really. I thought I did well today. No eye, no nose. Watch this move. I'm going to go. I'm so congested. The dehumidifier is full, so that's why I can't even be dehumidified. That's why I'm all congested. All right, we got about 2.5 minutes, so I am going to get to tell you that uh, I posted a couple of videos in Brooklyn's Chinatown, um, and those videos can be seen at, I don't know what the fuck just happened on the screen. They can be seen on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ at Seth Rock One. It's scrolling along under my ample bosom. You can see it scrolling along. YouTube.com/ at Seth Rock One. I also started an Instagram page this week. It's Seth Rock One. That's my Instagram page. Um, Friday night, if you can't make it down to the gig in Lindenhurst, there's a party in Massapequa every Friday night at Paradise Studios, at Strong Island Studios, at Bobby Lacera's place. Friday night, it is awesome. I've heard all good things. I've heard all good things, which I hear nothing bad about Bobby, which is odd because he's Italian and they're annoying. But seriously, I hear such good things about uh the open mic, Bobby's open mic. It's great. It really is like a show, little of everything. I will do interpretive dance. I do the robot, and I moonwalk. I moonwalk like an elderly Jewish Michael Jackson. Oh no, that would be Corey Feldman. That guy is the elderly Jewish Michael Jackson. Look how sad I am. My eyes are fucking tearing. Yeah. So Friday night at Bobby's place, I should have told him to put up a visual, some sort of visual for his thing. But but and next week we will be doing the post Halloween, post New York election episode, and we'll see how it goes, man. I think it's going to go, go, go. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, there it is. Look at this. That is awesome. Yeah, so it's Friday. It's October 31st. Costumes are highly encouraged. Highly encouraged. If I swing by, I'm going to be dressed as a gynecologist, as an amateur gynecologist. Um, it's always a great time, and again, he does the studio looks great. Uh, I just prefer to never leave my house. And no, I love Club 4006. I love this bar. Uh, I love this bar. Someone should write a song like that. I love this bar, my kind of place. Just walking through the front door puts a smile upon my face. Guys, be good, be the good. Oh, you know what the difference between my ex? I just fucked it up. It would have been hilarious. All right, I'll save it for next week. Guys, the clock says it's time to go. Um, see what happens when you give a drummer a microphone. This is what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube. Do whatever you're supposed to do with Instagram. I don't know. I probably have put up 3 pictures. Uh, and think about it. You could get involved. This is like seeing the Beatles at Shea or Elvis on Ed Sullivan, watching the Happy Hour with Seth. Uh, I've been told I'm the next Charlie Sheen. I wish. Uh, that's it, guys. Next week, you're going to see the new signs. You're going to see the Peaky Peaky Dance video. Uh, you're going to see a special person doing the Peaky 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 Dance. And with that, smile at a stranger. You might make someone happy. You'll piss off a lot of people. Smile at a stranger. Be good. Be the good. See the good. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday night. Same Seth time, same Seth channel.